Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol TVIX. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Quickly, what do I mean by 30-minute? If you're new to charts, I do offer an explanation video at that link, so if you go there, I'll explain in detail. Well, not to state the obvious or anything like that, but this thing got absolutely crushed. After the Fed announcement this afternoon, volume came pouring in, and the price essentially went straight downwards, which does create an interesting scenario going forward from a trading standpoint. Because when price movements get beat down this fast, does that automatically mean there's a snapback bounce? No, if only trading were that easy. But is it at least logical to think that, could there be some sort of snapback bounce to the upside? Yeah, it's at least logical. So again, that's the general idea to kind of keep in mind, is that the price got beat down in a hurry. So maybe the price is getting ready to stabilize out here and, not necessarily reverse. There's a big difference between a bounce and a reverse because, a bounce could simply be a dead cat bounce, which very well may be what this is. But there's, from a trading perspective, there's still plenty of opportunity and profit to be made in those situations. So the key level to watch going forward, and nothing fancy or complicated behind this at all, is just 897. And the reason for that is that's just simply where the bleeding finally stopped. Nothing fancy, no rocket science needed. The reason that would be a key level of support is, like I said, that's just where the price finally stopped going down. And it actually stopped going down there twice. So the price did attempt to push down there on two more occasions this afternoon. But in both those situations, there was enough buyers sitting down there that pretty much said, no, we're not going to let the price go down any further. So we'll see if that can continue to hold or not going forward. From the overall perspective, and what I want to do here is just get this general trend line in place, is that any sort of upwards price movement should definitely be looked at with a very skeptical eye, and it should remain that way until the price can get a break up above that trend line. Because, like I said, there's a such thing as dead cat bounces. Dead cat bounces can be great, but any sort of upwards price movement, you should automatically default to, all right, this is just a dead cat bounce. So one of those things where it's guilty until proven innocent. So it is guilty of a dead cat bounce until it can prove itself of being innocent. Which brings up about the question, okay, well, how does the price prove itself that it's not a dead cat bounce? And that's where that resistance trend line comes into play. You can see several times, bounce, failed, bounce, failed, bounce, failed. So like I said, you got to say that any sort of upwards price movement is guilty of being a dead cat until the price can not only break above that trend line, but then be able to get some closes up above it. But as of right now, like I said, not a guaranteed to bounce, but it would not be shocking at all to see the price potentially go sideways a little bit here and then try to work its way back upwards and potentially get a break of that trend line. So an interesting scenario going forward. So let's see how this one continues to play out. I know I'm going to keep an eye on it on Thursday. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.